Hello, ladies. So we have congregated today with Lucy Wilde, the wise woman and a disembodied voice today. We're going to be talking about your retreats at Bonham's house, proper posh, and Claire's astrology, because she's bringing her beautiful astrology to one of Karen's retreats. So why are retreats important?
Oh, was that to me?
Yes.
Hello, Lucy Wilde. Hello, Claire, the oily witch.
Hello.
I think retreats are important because it allows people to, literally the word retreat, to come out of their normal everyday life and to go into a different environment and focus on whatever the subject matter is. And also, when you are retreating, I mean, if you look up the word, you'll see the true meaning. Because at the moment, I think the world's gone a bit mad because you can retreat for an hour here and an hour there. That isn't the true meaning. When you really want to retreat, you want to take yourself away from everything that's familiar to you, and you want to be indulged. Or it depends on the retreat, obviously. The ones that I run, you are indulged because you're nurtured, you're looked after in every which way. It's all about health, wellness, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, every aspect. So it's a holistic retreat with a theme. And so the food is geared to individuals. The accommodation is geared, you'll have nice cotton sheets and you'll have a nice environment to hang out in, either with the other people on the retreat or just in your own time. Because again, that's also really important, to find time for yourself, to not be, with all these thoughts, with all these chattering monkeys all the time. There's something in there. So to take time out and reflect on, life, what you're doing that weekend, what the theme is, if it's going to be, what Claire's talking about. So that's why retreats are important.
Yeah. So you touch on the food there, personalized food.
Yes.
So I understand that you've got a lovely Amber in the kitchen, and she's a personal chef, and she has synesthesia, so she can see, taste, and smell colors or something like that.
Well, I didn't know she had synesthesia because that's a new one to me. So I'd really like to know more about that. But yes, the idea is to personalize the retreat where I'm running these retreats to the individual. We're going to have a maximum of 8 people because I think 8 is a very good number as well. It's infinity, isn't it? And I like the circular aspect of number 8. And also I've geared it so we can accommodate 8 people comfortably. And those on the retreat will get to know each other. So you build up your own little community. And because it's only limited to 8 people, we are able to feed them the correct food that's suitable to their dosha, if you're looking at an Ayurvedic world, or whatever it is. I'm trying to think other posh words. Dosha is an Ayurveda. What other words are there, Claire? Help me out. Well, they're constitution.
Yeah, they're constitution.
Yeah, so
yeah,
homeopathically,
and we'd say that in astrology as well. We'd say they're kind of constitutional type.
And I know there's another, but yes. So whatever suits their needs.
Endomorph, ectomorph.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm an endomorph, little round person. Apparently, my son used to say he's quite. Anyway, I won't digress. Yeah. When they found out when they learned at school what sort of morph you were, and Mummy, you're an endomorph, and they didn't live it down because I'm sort of round.
So what's the lean, skinny version of an endomorph?
Oh gosh. Well, there's 3, isn't there? There's a
metamorph, endomorph, and ectomorph.
Yeah.
There's lean, skinny one. Is that why you asked the question?
Because you are lean and, well, not
rubbing
skinny.
it in.
So, right, you're so fat.
You're certainly not an endomorph.
I'm voluptuous.
I like the word voluptuous.
You qualify, actually.
I think there's a couple of body parts that would deny that.
It's slim remit.
Thanks. You are my friend.
I would say is voluptuous.
An endomorph.
Tits and arse, juicy.
Juicy, Karen. Juicy.
Cuddly. I've never been chucked out yet. Anyway, let's put it that way. Oh, we do. We're good at that. That's what us wise women do.
What are you bringing to Karen's retreats?
I'm bringing a whole wisdom load of astrology to help people understand themselves better by reading their own personal charts. So I've designed a course which will allow you to work your way through your own astrological chart wheel so you can make greater sense of who you are in relation to what is going on in the world at this point in time.
That's fantastic. So as a grumpy old Capricorn that is really rather antisocial, what would I get from coming to one of your workshops?
Well, as a grumpy Capricorn, grumpy Capricorns really like knowledge, Lucy. They absolutely kind of are sucked into it. So I think that you would get a lot of self-knowledge that you could apply to your life. And that would be really, and also a sense of understanding that Capricorns are less sociable, and that's not a fault of theirs. That's just how they are. They need a lot of time to themselves to reflect, time out, etc. So a really deep self-appreciation.
And what about the less exalted star signs? Anyone that isn't a Capricorn, that is. What do they
Again,
get out of it?
well, as Karen mentioned, you know, friendships with people with common interests, so potentially new communities. There's a lot of people in this change at the moment that are looking to find more birds of a feather. So you come away on a retreat weekend, you're going to find 6 or 7 other people that share an interest with you that you will take forward. They are going to learn another language of self-discovery, which is really interesting. Astrology is a very hot topic at the moment. Or maybe that's just the world I live in because I'm
No,
such a
it's hot.
nerd.
It is hot.
But it's kind of like a deeper understanding of the impact of the so above on the so below, or as above, so below. So I think they would get the nuances of their
So
personal
even
selves.
if you're born under a specific sign, it's not quite as straightforward as that, right? Because
Yes.
there's like moons in certain houses and suns and all sorts of stuff going on. I mean, I can't get my head around it.
I liken it to cake.
Yeah.
And each different section of the cake is is in a different size, depending on the importance of that piece of cake to your life. So you get to understand what all the different parts of the cake mean. Then, yes, the planets are all in different positions. So you get to understand why, say, in a Mercury retrograde, you can feel like your life is turned upside down because you're really affected by it, because it plays a dominant role, or you don't feel it at all because it has no real meaning in your chart, is unaspected. Then you will understand also well, I read about 16 positions, the 16 main kind of positions with planets and kind of key places on the chart. And then it's how the relationship with those planets are to one another, because some of them will be best mates and some of them will not be able to stand each other. And the ones that can't stand each other are where people will find their growth points, and they'll be like, eureka, that's why this is so difficult for me. And the bits where things go really smoothly, they'll be like, that's why I'm always lucky with this. That's how that works. So does that explain it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So the combined experience of Karen's beautiful home, Amber's amazing food, and your astrology, what's the whole picture going to look like?
Well,
It
depends on the individual. I think it depends on what that person who's going to join us at the retreat wants to achieve. So, because if the theme is going to be astrology, obviously you're going to have an interest in astrology, but you are, as we said, hopefully with like-minded people. But I think when you come on a retreat, not only are you learning about the subject matter, but you're learning about yourself, as Claire was kind of alluding to. And therefore it could be heaven on earth, or it could be a nightmare. Realistically, you're not going to learn anything about yourself, and you're not going to grow unless you're challenged. And it's the same as if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same answer. So if you want a different answer, you've got to, up your action and change your action and change your perception. And that's why I think these retreats are really important, because you could go to an evening class or you could do something online and learn about it, but you're not going to actually embody it. And that's the main thing, because you need to feel the emotion, to actually feel something happen to you, because emotion is like energy in motion, and that's what you really want to go through. So spending time with like-minded people and an expert, as Claire, it's not just astrology, Claire is knowledgeable in so many things, a very wise woman. We encourage people to push themselves, as not as in I've got to be careful how I say this.
open themselves up in
Yeah.
a thoroughly supportive environment where there's space to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. And held and protected, and to learn and to grow. And that's the main thing. So that's kind of why I've opened up my home for these retreats, because I'm I'm wanting it to attract. And when I say I'm wanting it to, it sounds like it's coming from an ego place. It's not. It really isn't. It's just providing an opportunity for people to come along and grow in every which way, food wise, that's me, but no, spiritually, in wellness and health, and to connect more with their higher consciousness, which is, I think, where we're going. And that is where it's linked so above as below, with what's going on up there, Mad March, and we're coming into April, and we're moving into the age of Pisces, Aquarius.
We're in
coming out of Pisces.
Aquarius, but Neptune's moving into Aries on Monday. That's the 31st of March. So it might have already happened, depending when you watch this movie. And also we've got a new older moon in Aries, a partial solar eclipse tomorrow. So what this means is people are needing to step into and fight for their spirituality and embody their magic. And your retreats are about embodiment. So it's not just surface level teaching, it's embodying what you are learning and doing it in a concentrated way. You mentioned people just going away and doing an evening class and they go off, and astrology is a massive subject, don't get me wrong, and there won't just be one weekend, there'll be a number of weekends, because you couldn't learn it all in one weekend, certainly not properly. But you will come in and get a real kind of, you know, and with all your subjects, I would imagine, a real deep chance to become immersed in the subjects in a way that your body is taken care of by the beautiful alternative support services you're offering, and also the delicious food that Amber is going to be cooking. So it's like you couldn't be more cosseted.
No, and cosseted, I like that word. I think that's true, because it becomes an opportunity for self-growth and empowerment. And that's why it's individual to the individual. You take from it what you want. So if you just wanted to come on a retreat and just eat nice food and, you know, have some meditation and some yoga and a sound bath and sit and read a book, that's fine, you know, and just pop into a class and see what's going on. That's fine. But really, these are geared up for people that really want to do the work, to jump on board with what's happening to the world, because it's topsy-turvy at the moment. The world is chaotic, and a lot of people are running around like you know, headless chickens. They don't know what's going on, or they know something's going on, but they want to find themselves. And that's what we're doing. We're offering a place, a safe place, with subject matter and food and all the other things, top and tail it, with the yoga and with the sound baths, with the healing, with massage or Reiki, whatever is needed. We can provide that for those that really want to go the next level and join this ascending tribe, basically, because we are, I think, moving into a whole new dawn, a whole new paradigm, a whole new way of living. And astrology will tell you that, not just me.
Or me.
Yeah.
So you say that you've got yoga on the retreat as well. Is it you that's leading the yoga
Well, it will be
classes?
me. It depends really. I you know, as a trained yoga teacher, so the last retreat I did the yoga classes, which went down very well, but I also have yoga friends that are going to have offered their services. A few of those that want to do it. Yeah, so there's yoga, there's meditation, and again, it will either be myself or it could be Claire. There's other experts all around us.
Sound baths.
Sound baths. So I run sound baths as well.
Massage.
There's tarot reading. There's the massage. So we have a massage thrown in. I have a friend that does reflexology. There's Reiki. There's spinal flow. There's access to so many modalities. And what I also like to see now is when you get the little fly that comes through your door, you know, wherever you live, you can open it up and you can say, oh, you know, there's yoga classes, or there's Tai Chi, or there's sound baths. So there's so much of this wonderful new world that we're moving into available. It's becoming mainstream. And that's what I think is great, because for those people that are aware of that, we're now going to the next level and we're taking them further to reach your higher self, because we're all connected to source. And that's really what we want to do. We want to be more connected and understanding and open up the skills that we have, you know, the characteristics of telepathy and I don't know, all sorts of stuff that's there that's been dormant.
Your goal is to help people raise their vibration through spirituality.
Yes.
And as a consequence, it raises the collective consciousness.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely, because it's all about, as we know, community. We need to get back to community, and it's quite hard in the societies in which we live. It's very hard for most people just to pay the bills and to, you know, keep the house warm, let alone go out for dinner or holidays and stuff like that. So building communities like this is a great opportunity for people then to take it out into their own world with their own neighbours and their own friends, and it will expand. And if you've got a lot of these little lights, you know, all over the world, the world will change. So we don't have to all come together en masse and do something. We can do it individually in our own groups.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about the fact that there's only 8 people, so it'll be really nice and intimate and very safe, because that's really important when we're talking about spiritual practice, is the fact that it's a safe space with informed support, so that you're not going to be under any risk, whether you appreciate that or not.
Yeah, I think that is really, really important, because for myself, I've been on a lot of workshops, retreats, courses, and they haven't been safe. And I can tell you some horror stories of well-known organizations. I won't, but I can, because a lot of it is about making money. And if people are in this new world that we're moving into, if they're into it for making money, it won't work. You won't be, maybe you're going to get rich, but you're not going to be happy. This isn't about making money. This is about being happy and finding community in that safe space. And also, when you come on these retreats, when we chuck you out the door, that isn't the end of it. You know, you always have access to us. And that's what we wanted about building this community. You can come to another retreat, or you can phone us, or, you know, have Zoom calls. So we want to build that as like a growing concern for everybody that wants to take part in what we're trying to do here by running these retreats.
And you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So the more you invest, the more you will receive. And that's just the balance. And Karen, you're going to work with the likes of the best people to give the best quality of experience, and the prices reflect that, and that's what you will receive. So it's all about how much you value yourself, ultimately. Self-investment.
It is, and it is an exchange, because people, you know, people say money is evil. Money isn't evil. It's the people, it's what you do with money. And to me, there will always need to be an exchange, whether it's money or whether it's you know, eggs or knitting or something like that. You can barter. But at the moment, the world in which we live, this mainstream side of the world, the matrix, money is the commodity that we need to use. And so there has to be an exchange. And yeah, that's what we use at the moment. Let's see where it goes in the future, you know.
So have you got any final comments that you'd like to add before we wrap up this conversation?
See you there.
See you there. Yeah, contact us. Yeah, on the website is properposh.uk, and that will have a list of the retreats that we've got planned. And, you know, you can just send me an email and I will respond with any questions. And yeah, see you there. Look forward to meeting you.
Will there be details of how to book and pay in the blurb below the video?
Only the website, I think, because we've got so many different kinds of retreats. They're 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, with food, you know, juices, without food. There's all sorts. So it really does depend also on the practitioner, i.e. whatever the theme is, whether it's astrology, whether it is just yoga, whether it's breath work. So an email will come through to me. Claire's jumping up there. An email will come through to me, and then we can respond with whatever question you have.
Wonderful. So thank you for listening.
Thank you for inviting us.